Sairam students, welcome to the third session of chapter 12, that is the muscular system and digestive system in human beings. So before starting today's session children, let's revise what we had learnt in the last session. So children, in the last session we were discussing about the biceps and triceps. So what are biceps? The muscles on the front of the bone on the upper arm are called as the biceps, and the muscles at the back, they are called as the triceps. Then we saw children about the study of the muscles. So the study of the muscles, it is called as myology, right? And contraction, it is the basic property of the muscles. Then we saw children, the largest muscle in the human body is the thigh, and the smallest muscle, it is attached to the bone at the ear called as the stapes. Then children, we saw that our muscles, they should be strong and efficient, right? Now to be strong and efficient, what should we do? We should include in our diet sufficient quantity of proteins and carbohydrates. Also, we should exercise regularly so that the muscles, they become strong, right? Then we saw children that we should always sit with a straight back and not with a bent back or a hunched back. If you continuously sit with a hunched back or a bent back, what will happen? Slowly you will there will be disorders in the vertebral column. Also there may be hurt in your shoulders, right, or in the back. So always you should sit with a straight back to avoid such disorders, right? Also children, we discussed that whenever we are doing any exercise, our heartbeat and our breathing, they also become very fast, right? Then children, we saw about the digestive system. In the digestive system, first we saw about the definition of digestion. So conversion of food into the soluble forms and its absorption into the blood is called as digestion, right? Now this digestive system, it is consists of two parts, that is your alimentary canal and the digestive glands, right? So the alimentary canal, it is about 9 meters long, and its main parts are mouth, pharynx, esophagus, then your stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. And the digestive glands, they are of the three types, that is the salivary glands, liver and pancreas, right? So these are the digestive glands, but they are connected to the alimentary canal, right? So each part of the alimentary canal has got some particular function, right? Then we saw children about the teeth, right? So the process of digestion, it begins with the function of the teeth in the mouth, right? So we saw that there are 4 types of teeth, that is incisors, canine, premolars and molars, right? The each tooth has got a specific function, and each tooth, it has got a hard substance called as the enamel, right? Now this enamel, it is made up of a calcium salt, right? Then now the saliva, it contains an enzyme called as salivary amylase or ptyalin, right? So this ptyalin, it converts the starch into the sugar called as maltose. Also we saw children that what are enzymes? Enzymes are the substances that are secreted in the body of the organism which brings about the specific chemical reaction. Now these enzymes, they are specific type of proteins, right? And they are most active at the normal body temperature. So this was what we had discussed in the last session. So let's start with today's session children. Now you can see on the screen the digestive system, right? So you can see this is the mouth, here is the salivary glands, this is the esophagus, here is your liver, stomach, pancreas, large intestine, small intestine, rectum and the anus, right? So children, whatever the alimentary canal, it is a long tube. right? So whatever food we eat, it passes through this alimentary canal, right? Now the food which we eat, right, so it starts from the mouth, right, and then it passes through the pharynx, then esophagus, then stomach, then small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and the anus. So the food particles, they get digested as they travel through the various components of the alimentary canal, right? Now let's see each part of the alimentary canal in detail. Now first part is mouth. The digestion of the food begins in the mouth. Food is chewed with the help of the teeth into very small pieces, right? So whatever we are eating with the help of our teeth, right? So the digestion part, it begins with the mouth only, because we are eating with our mouth, and then with the help of the teeth the food is chewed into very small pieces, right? Now let's see about the salivary glands. Saliva is produced in the salivary glands in the mouth cavity, located in front of the ears, near the pharynx and below the tongue. It is carried to the mouth via ducts, and it is mixed with food during the process of chewing. So in the last session only, children, I told you saliva is nothing but the spit, the liquid part which is there in your mouth, right? So that is produced from, where is it, this saliva produced? It is produced from the salivary glands in the mouth cavity. And where is it located? In front of the ears, near the pharynx, that is the throat, and below the tongue. So this saliva, it is carried to the mouth via ducts, and when we are chewing the food, right, so what happens? This liquid material, that is the saliva, it is mixed with the food. Next is about the pharynx or throat. The esophagus and the trachea open into the pharynx, right? So the esophagus and the trachea, what these two parts of the alimentary canal, they open into the pharynx. Then what is esophagus? It is a tube leading from the pharynx to the stomach. It pushes the food towards the stomach. So esophagus, it is a tube, it's a food pipe which starts from your pharynx, that is from the throat, till the stomach. And what is its function? Its function is that it whatever food we eat, that food it pushes to the stomach. Next is about the liver. The liver is the largest gland in the body. It has a rich supply of blood. Its main function is storage of glucose, and the gallbladder, it is situated below the liver. So the largest gland which is there in our body, it is the liver, and this liver, it has got sufficient supply of blood, right? And what is the function of liver? The function of liver is storage of glucose, and there is a organ called as gallbladder which is situated below the liver. The liver stores the bile, the digestive juice secreted by the liver. When the bile is carried into the small intestine, it mixes with the food there and helps in the digestion of fats. Bile contains bile salts. So what does the liver do? It stores the bile. What is this bile? It's a digestive juice which is secreted by the liver. So when this bile, this digestive juice, it is carried to the small intestine, what it does? It mixes with the food and it helps in the digestion of the fats. And what does this bile contain? It contains the bile salts. Next is about the pancreas. The pancreas secretes the pancreatic juice that contains various enzymes. So what is the function of the pancreas? It secretes pancreatic juice, and this juice, it contains various enzymes. So we have already seen, children, what do you mean by enzymes? Stomach. The next part is the stomach. The large sac-like part of the alimentary canal is called as the stomach. The gastric glands of the stomach secrete gastric juice. Food that has entered the stomach is churned. So the sac-like part, which is large in shape, right, which is present in the alimentary canal, is called as the stomach, right? the gas. Now what does this stomach, the glands which are present, the gastric glands which are present in the stomach, it secretes the gastric juice, and whatever food that has entered the stomach, it is churned. Churn means, you know children, whenever if you want to take out butter, right, from the buttermilk, so what is being done, an instrument is taken, right, and then it is churned. Once it is churned in the buttermilk, what happens, you get butter out of it. So this churning is done, right, it moves ahead, then backward, ahead, front, backward, like this. So in the same way, in the stomach also the food is churned. Three components of the gastric juice, namely hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus, they are mixed with the food here and it becomes acidic. Mainly proteins are digested in the stomach. So there are three components of the gastric juice, and which are those? Hydrochloric acid, pepsin and mucus. So all these three, they are mixed with the food and then it becomes acidic, and mostly proteins, they are digested in the stomach. Due to the churning and the action of the gastric juice, food becomes a semi-solid slurry which is slowly pushed into the small intestine. So as I told you, the food, it is churned, right? Churned means it is shaked, and what happens, and because of the action of the gastric juice, the food what we have eaten, it becomes a semi-solid slurry, means it becomes a semi-liquid, and then it is slowly pushed into the small intestine. Now what is small intestine? The small intestine, it is about 6 meters long. So most of the digestion and the absorption of the food takes place in the small intestine. Three different digestive juices are mixed with the food in the small intestine. Absorption into the blood of nutrients obtained by the digestion of the food also occurs in the small intestine. So the length of the small intestine, it is about 6 meters, and digestion and absorption of the food mostly takes place in the small intestine. And what happens? The three different digestive juices which are there, they are mixed with the food into the small intestine, right? And the absorption into the blood, nutrients obtained by the digestion of the food, all this occurs in the small intestine. Next is about the large intestine. The large intestine, it is about 1.5 meter long, right? And only water is absorbed in the large intestine. A small part called the appendix, it is attached to the first part of the large intestine. So the length of the large intestine is 1.5 meters long, and only water is absorbed in the large intestine. And the first part of the large intestine, it is attached to the small part called as the appendix. Undigested remains of the food digested in the small intestine enter the large intestine. Undigested material is thrown out of the body through the anus. So whatever undigested food is there in the small intestine, that it enters the large intestine, and then this undigested material, it is thrown out of the body through the part called as anus. So now children, let's have a look at the important glands of the digestive system, their secretions and the function, right? Now the organ, that is your mouth. So the gland is salivary gland and its secretion is ptyalin, right? The saliva, that is the ptyalin. And what is its function? Conversion of starch into maltose. Next organ is stomach. So what is the gland? It is the gastric wall. And what is the secretion? That there is a secretion of gastric juice. And this gastric juice, it contains three components. That is the hydrochloric acid. Its function is to make the food acidic. Next is pepsin. What is its function? Its function is breakdown of proteins. And next is mucus. So what is its function? To protect the inner lining of the stomach from the hydrochloric acid. Next for stomach only, the gland is liver. So what is the secretion? Bile. And what are its functions? To make the food alkaline and to convert the large fat particles into the small ones. Next is pancreas, is the gland in the stomach. right? So what is its secretion? It secretes pancreatic juice, and it again contains three components, that is trypsin. What is its function? To convert the proteins into amino acids. Next is lipase, to convert the fats into fatty acids and glycerol. And third one is amylase, to convert the complex carbohydrates into simple sugars. The last organ is small intestine, right? And its secretion is intestinal juice. So what is its function? To convert the proteins into amino acids, to convert the complex carbohydrates into glucose, and to convert the fats into fatty acids and glycerol, right? Now let's have a look that the physical health, it is extremely important for the personality development. So when all our organ system function properly, we say that we are in a good health, right? So if our organ system is working properly, then we that means we say that we are in good health, right? So however, harmful habits like smoking, chewing of tobacco, drinking alcohol affects our health adversely. So right, so physical health is important for our personality development, right? And we are in a good health when all our functions work properly, right? Where all our organs, they work properly. But if we have the harmful habits like smoking, chewing of tobacco and drinking of alcohol, then what will happen? Our health will be adversely affected. So these are the effects of the tobacco, alcohol, smoking on the digestive system, right? So you might have seen that whenever in the cinemas also, whenever the cinema starts, they show you that cigarette smoking is injurious to health. You should not smoke, right? So let's see. If we consume any tobacco products, the mouth, pharynx, alimentary canal and the other organs of the digestive system, they cannot function properly, right? And it causes problems like vomiting, nausea and headache. So we are not supposed to consume any tobacco products, and if we consume it, what will happen? The organs which are there like the mouth, pharynx, alimentary canal and other organs of our digestive system, they will not function properly, and then we may get the problems like nausea, vomiting and headache. Besides tobacco particles stick to the teeth, gums and skin of the mouth cavity and slowly cause injury to those parts, resulting in their dysfunction. So what happens? These tobacco particles, they stick to the teeth, then sometimes in the gums and also to the skin of the mouth cavity, and then when they stick, slowly what happens? They cause injury to the mouth part, right? And then slowly the functioning does not take place. This causes swelling of gums and pain when moving the jaws. So you are not able to move the jaw properly. So when you are moving the jaw, what happens? The gums, they get swell and you feel pain, right? The pharynx and the intestine become inflamed and the condition further progresses into cancer, leading to death, right? So further what happens? The throat, that is your pharynx, and the intestine, they become inflamed, that is they become swollen, right? And their condition further, what happens? It leads to cancer and then it may lead to death also. So you are not supposed to have tobacco, alcohol, right? Because it will adversely affect the digestive system. So with this, children, we finish our chapter 12, the muscular and digestive system in human beings. So let's recap what we have learnt in today's session. So children, in today's session we saw the main parts, right? Like your mouth, what is the function of the mouth, then the salivary glands, then your esophagus, pharynx or throat, then pancreas, liver, small intestine, large intestine, right? Stomach. So we saw all these parts in detail, which were the parts of the alimentary canal and the digestive glands, right? After that we saw, children, about the functions of the important glands or the organs, right? And what were the important organs, what were the secretion, what were their functions and what glands are present in them. And then we saw about the effects of the tobacco and the alcohol. If you consume it, what can happen, right? So it may cause cancer also, and then it may lead to death also. So you are not supposed to have any tobacco products and not consume alcohol also, because if we consume it, the organs which are present in our system, they may not function properly, right? So in the next session, children, we'll start with the new chapter. Till then, goodbye.